The best of money matters. Right Business.
Welcome to The Right Business, where we dive deep into the stories of trailblazers who dare to disrupt the status quo, find the gap in the market to find the right business. Hello, I'm Hongbin Jeong. Now, selling secondhand electronics has traditionally been a frustrating experience. Long negotiations, unreliable buyers, and prices that often feel like a bad deal. And these traditional practices often fall short when it comes to convenience, transparency, and security. Recognizing this gap, SellUp was created to offer a faster, more straightforward way to sell pre-loved gadgets by connecting users directly with certified secondhand dealers, offering instant price comparisons and ensuring quick cash payouts without that usual hassle. Now, beyond selling, SellUp also offers device repairs, extended care plans, and IT asset buyback programs, helping both individuals and businesses manage their electronics with greater ease and confidence. So to share more about how SellUp is shaping the secondhand electronics space, joining us today is Leslie Lim, who is the CEO and co-founder of SellUp. Hi, Leslie. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Good afternoon, Hongbin. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. Leslie, we read that SellUp was created, because of the frustrating experience many people face when trying to sell their used electronics. What gap did you identify in this space that led you to build SellUp? Did you experience those as well?
Before starting SellUp, I was in the consumer electronics retail business for 15 years.
Okay.
During that period, I observed a common question that is asked by customers who have purchased a new laptop. They will often ask, what do I do with my old one? Is there a place where I can sell it? Most of these devices are in good working conditions, but the problem is there's no safe and reliable way for them to sell it. And most of them end up in a drawer collecting dust instead of selling it away. That's when I realized there's a clear gap to create a platform that is safe and trustworthy for consumers to sell their electronics for cash.
Right. Well, SellUp offers a seamless way for individuals to sell their pre-loved devices without all the price haggling or, no-shows that usually happens on traditional marketplaces. Could you walk us through how the platform works?
Definitely. SellUp is created to provide a very simple and easy way for people to sell their devices. For consumers, they visited our website. What they have to do is to select their model and then the conditions of their device. And from there, they will actually see a list of offer by our verified dealers. So from there, they can decide on whether the price suits them or the locations that is near to them or even the dealer's rating.
Wow, even the location.
That's correct. And we understand that this will give them convenience of selling it near to them, or they can even book an appointment to pick up the device from their place.
Okay. And we read that the convenience and transparency is SellUp's core pillars. How do you ensure these values are actually felt by users at every step of the selling journey?
Yes, this is the core value when we start SellUp. This comes from personal experience. And many years back when I tried to sell my used phone, I have to walk through neighborhoods and, from shop to shop to find out the price.
Right.
And I realized that sometimes the price could differ about $100 from a different shop. So sometimes I was thinking, if I don't compare the price, I might not get the value of what my device is worth. So that's when, I think we should have a platform that standardizes the pricing, or rather predetermined price, so dealers can actually set the price that they want to buy. This will allow the seller to have a clearer understanding of how much their device are worth based on the conditions of the devices. And for transparency, I think we have to give the seller also information upfront, how much they can expect when they want to sell it.
So I want to dive in a little bit more about the instant price comparisons that you offer on your network. How did you build this network, and how do you ensure that the dealers do meet your quality standards?
We are very selective about the buyers on our platform.
Okay.
This is very important because we have to ensure that all the buyers are licensed second-hand dealers. They are registered with the Singapore Police Force. This will give assurance to our seller. The second thing is that we also talk to the business owner to ensure that their value is aligned to ours. And most importantly, they also have to have good customer service. So when we refer the customers to these shops, we must ensure that they get a professional service.
Well, one unique thing about SellUp isn't just about the selling process. I mean, there's also repairs, SellUp Care, and even IT asset buyback for businesses. So let's start with SellUp Care. It sounds like a value-added service to give sellers extra peace of mind. So how does SellUp Care work, and what problem does it solve for your users?
Yes, we noticed a pain point for the second-hand phone user. When they actually break their phones, they may have difficulty repairing it. And in the market, there's also a lack of affordable plan for customers to fix their broken screen. So this is where we offer SellUp Care. It's a low price, and then there's no excess fee when customers want to claim for it. And most important, it covers the very expensive screen repair from authorized repair centers.
I mean, you also offer repair services which aren't common from resale platforms. What made you decide to include repairs, and how does it integrate with the main SellUp experience?
Yes. Right now, for phones repair, we can understand that the customers, when they want to repair, let's say, a screen or even for water damage, I think price factor is important for them. They need to find out how much does it cost, whether is it feasible for them to repair it. So we want to have this information upfront so that they can find out how much will it cost them. And secondly, we also want to include professional repair service in our platform. So this will save them a lot of time comparing, prices, so they can actually do it just via our website.
Okay. And on the B2B side, you have the IT assets buyback program. How does this program work, and why is it essential for SellUp?
For corporate customers, I think one of the very key factors for them to sell their devices is data protection. For them, we have to ensure that their data are properly erased off. So that's why we work with recycling partners who actually have the capability to erase off this data. So they will provide data security techniques such as data degassing or even data shredding. So we will ensure that the recovery rates of all these devices are near to zero. And if there is actually value for selling these devices, we'll actually help them to sell it and then give them back the value.
Okay.
And if not, we will ensure that all these devices are properly recycled so that, it's environmental friendly.
Oh, very interesting. And I'm very curious, and I'm sure a lot of listeners are curious too. For people selling higher value devices, how does SellUp ensure that the transaction is secure for both the seller and the buyer? And how do you ensure that the gadgets that they are selling are authentic?
Yes, this is the role of us as a platform. We have to ensure to the seller that who they are meeting with are verified dealers. So this is why we are very strict with the selections of our dealers. Okay. The second thing is that we want to ensure that seller goes to a shop front to do the transaction. And most importantly, we also want to ensure that the transaction payment are done on the spot. So this way, the seller will actually have the assurance of selling them to a professional buyer and then getting paid on the spot. And of course, on the other hand, we also wanted to ensure that our dealers are following our protocol to provide a very fair evaluations to our seller.
Okay. So from the, customers that have already used SellUp, what has been the feedback so far?
Well, we have very good feedbacks from our customers, and we do see that a lot of them have been coming back to us. And we do see them not selling just a phone, but tablets, laptops, and even game console. So these devices actually have a good value, and I think we want to actually return this value back to the customers so that they can actually use it to upgrade to a new model or even the latest phone that they wanted to.
Okay, so perhaps, people listening to Money FM 89.3 right now, maybe they have a pre-loved gadget that they would like to sell. Why should they use SellUp as their platform other than other platforms out there?
Well, for SellUp, we give customers a very quick evaluations of their devices. In fact, you can do it within 60 seconds. Yes, and not just that, the price variations were based on the conditions of the devices. So this gives them a level of transparency, how much they can expect to get. Not only that, we understand Singaporeans sometimes are very busy. So we actually do have a service for dealers to pick up from their place. And the inspection will be done on spot. payment will be done on the spot. So it's like a no hassle. You can just sell it right at your doorstep.
Very convenient indeed. And finally, before we really let you go here, Leslie, are there any upcoming services or partnerships? What's next for SellUp?
Sure. We are actually very excited that we'll be moving on to our next phase. We'll be launching a curated platform that sells used electronics.
Okay.
And all this electronics has been inspected, tested, and also it comes with a warranty. So this will actually provide the customers who wants to buy backup phones or even some phones that is for their parents or for their children. They don't have to spend a high amount of money to buy a new one. They can buy from a curated range of devices from our website. And so we're going to launch this very soon.
Amazing. Yeah. Looking forward to it. Well, thank you so much, Leslie, for joining me today.
Thank you very much. You have a good day as well.
Thank you. That was Leslie Lim, who is the CEO and co-founder of SellUp. This has been The Right Business with me, Hongbin Jeong.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.